Welcome to episode 13 of Radio Arizona RV. My name is Eric Stark, and today I'm going to be talking about water softeners, reverse osmosis systems, and water filters. Which one is the best choice for you? Do you need one, two, or all three, or maybe none? Well, that's what we're going to try to figure out. Now, we're not going to have an in-depth, technical study of this. It's just pretty basic information just to help you make a decision. There's maybe other information you'd want to research on your own, or when you get to the store and you're talking to experts, they might fill in some gaps for you. But it's just give you a direction of where to go. Looking at the three systems, RO systems, water softeners, and water filter systems, they're all three are pretty simple within themselves. Not one is a complex system, but they do different things. A water softener is just that. It softens the water. It takes hard water and makes it soft. Where an RO system gets out, salt is the main thing that it removes, and that's what most people buy them for, at least in this area. But it removes a lot of other things out of the water, things that aren't good. Then a water filter system, just, basically two canisters. I wouldn't recommend going with a single filter. I would always recommend a two canister system where you have one that first filter collects the sediment and the second filter removes like a carbon block, and it removes all the other things in the water. Chlorine, giardia, the list goes on. There's so many of them. But it gets out all the bacteria and things that are related to bacteria. And so it makes the water much more safer and palatable to drink if you need to. Now, all of these depend on your budget. If you have a place for it, for storage, for when you're traveling, or like an RO system generally goes inside the RV under the kitchen cabinet, and then you have a faucet right there next to the sink that is just for the RO water system. Whereas a water softener goes outside when you're using it, which isn't a big deal. You put it right next to the pedestal, but you have to store it when you leave town, so you probably have space for it, probably not a big deal. And then the water filters, they don't take up a lot of space, and again, they just mount outside or sit outside next to the pedestal where the water is. It depends so much on what your needs are. An RO system typically is a little more expensive than a water softener, and you have to have the space for it, but it removes the salt. So what it's doing is making nice, pure drinking water. So you can use it for drinking or for cooking. And so if you don't have room for bottled water and you really want nice, clean, pure water, then the RO system is the way to go for you, because they are pretty compact for RVs. It doesn't have to be a big, gigantic thing, because you don't go through 30 gallons a day. You're not making ice at a restaurant. You're going through a very small amount of water in a day. So if you have the space and it's in your budget and you want nice drinking water, the RO system is it. That's the one I would go with. Now, if your main concern is just not so much drinking water, but just having good water going through your RV, a water softener would be the choice. Water softeners, they get all the minerals out of the water, and the minerals clog up pipes. They ruin coffee makers. They ruin just about everything they touch. And faucets, they eventually build up anything in an RV where you have water going through it. If you have an ice maker in your RV, a water softener would be ideal for that, and so would an RO. You want the best water possible. But a water softener works real good for ice makers. It keeps them alive much longer, and so does an RO system. So either way on that. But a water softener, basically, you're going to have better showers. The soap will lather up. If you have a washer or a washing machine in your RV, soft water makes the clothes cleaner. It's better for the washing machine. If you just want to get rid of the hard water, a water softener would be the way to go if drinking water isn't as big of a priority for you. Although with a water softener, you have that and two filters in front of it, so you will have pretty decent drinking water. It might not be as good as an RO system, but it still would be pretty good. At least all the nasty stuff is out, so at least you're not putting that into your system. It might not have the best taste, but it'll still be good water. Then you just have water filters. You can have a 1 cartridge, 2 cartridge, 3 cartridge. I wouldn't recommend a 1. It's just barely doing anything. You're getting rid of the sediment, which is good. But, a filter system will not get rid of salt. So if you really want to get rid of the salt, an RO system is the way to go. But I've seen the difference with filtered water and not filtered water, at least in this area. Here, if you were to take two tanks, let's say 200 gallons each, and you ran water into each one of them, and you just ran right out of your hose into one tank, that water would start looking kind of dirty, orangish brown after maybe 100 gallons. Then the more water goes in, the dirtier it starts to look. Whereas with just a filtered system, a 2-canister filter where you have a sediment filter, then a carbon block filter, at 200 gallons the water looks clean and the water tastes good. You know, it's not the ideal drinking water. It's not like buying bottled water, but the water tastes fine. And so at 300 gallons, it'll still look clean. 500 gallons, it'll still look clean. Where if without the filter, the more water you put in there, the nastier it looks. So just a 2-canister filter system will work pretty good in this area. At our house, we buy bottled water, so it's not a big deal in our house, you know, so we don't really worry about it. We don't have either. We don't have an RO system or a water softener. You know, it's just not that big of a deal to us. And in the RV, when we go out camping, we use a 2-canister filter system. So those are the 3 choices you have for the most part, and they're all pretty simple. Simple to use, simple to hook up, simple to maintain. So you just have to determine which system is best for you, and then just take it from there. And it's not a complicated system. Oh, and by the way, if you have an RO system, if you do get one or you already have one, you're still going to have, or you still should have, a 2-canister system filtering all the water going into your RV as a whole. You'll have that same system for the RO, but you definitely still want to have the rest of the RV at least with filtered water in it. You know, it's better for showers, better for drinking, and so forth. So either way, you want to filter what goes into your RV. So I hope that doesn't confuse anybody, and it just makes it simpler so you can understand it, so you're a little more informed when you go to the store to buy whatever system you're going to buy. Then, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what the experts are. Experts. That's a loose term sometimes, isn't it? I can call myself an expert, but, yeah, well, listen to this, you know. But anyway, just, you know, ask questions. Don't be afraid. And I want to thank you for listening today. This is episode number 13, Radio Arizona RV, and you can reach us on the phone at 800-789-5588 or on the web at www.radioarizonarv.com.